It's time for more Sound Euphonium. This is season 3, episode 5 we're doing today. And, is there anything I want to talk about before I even start this video? Sometimes I have something to talk about at the top of the video. Sometimes I don't. I think this is one of those situations where I don't really have much to talk about. I love this show, and I'm excited to watch this episode. I think I've been, like, continually nervous about, like, is something really extra sad incoming, you know? Are we gonna go through that, like, that really emotional part of the show that generally happens? I don't remember exactly when it normally happens in these seasons, but I feel like about 3/4 of the way through it tends to happen. But you know, also I shouldn't be cringing and waiting for it, because the show will show me the story at its own pace. So let's just watch it and see what happens. This is season 3, episode 5. Make sure to support this channel if you can. I'm a small channel, so every like, every comment, every subscription helps me out a ton. So make sure to do that. I have a Patreon account if you want the full-length reactions, and I have another channel called Gent Watches One Piece. If you like One Piece, go check that out as well. All right, let's jump into this. Sound Euphonium. Oh, new fish? That's so strange to me at, like, Japanese festivals, that they have those fish catching things and you just take fish home. That's so weird to me. That's a stressful conversation. Well, that's nice. Twilight for 2. Yeah, I don't know what you'd want to do, Kumiko. I'd love for you to go to music stuff, but that's an understandable thought. Damn. Fucked up. Reina doesn't understand. Yeah, there's too much other shit to worry about right now. Huh. It's good to add that opinion in. Maybe you could ask people, other people. Huh. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, it would be more. He's cool with it? Awesome. That sounds kind of cool. He's so dedicated. I love it. It's stressful for the students who don't like to audition. Good question. It's honestly a good idea. Uh-huh. Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't you be? Interesting. Stop chopping him. No, that's not how we're doing things. This feels like similar type stuff to what Kanade was going through in the movie. Maybe.
どうした？
That was a great sound. Yeah, we worked through it mostly.
そっか。じゃあ誘ってみるわ。
That's nice.
ありがとね。
Aw.
副部長なら当然。いや、でも多分言われる。
久美子ちゃん、
Ah. She was so close to starting.
びっくりさせちゃった。
Everything started with
びっ
Kumiko.
くりした。闇夜の記載って言われてるけど、普通のお祭りだよ。面白そう。
Yeah, go to it.
久美子ちゃんはもしよかったら一緒に行かない？
Aw, that sounds
私
fun.
と？いや、葉月ちゃんたちも誘って。
Oh.
嘘をついてしまった。
Yeah.
ソリのところ？私トランペットのところ吹くから。
Interesting. You're playing the trumpet part with the youth?
さすがセイラ女子だな。クロエさんと吹いてたんだって、ソリのところ。
She keeps getting startled.
同級生が噂してたから。今年はうち来る。
Aw.
レイナンチ。
Of course she would. Look at the token male.
はい、昔から友達というか。
実際
She's
そういう
being
生
chewed
徒は
out.
少なくない。
どうして学校の先生になろうと思ったんですか？
安定した職業に就きたかったからだな。
それだけですか？
Inspiring answer.
が今ではこの仕事が一番だと思っている。
Really?
流されがちな生徒の言葉ではないと思ってな。
Kumiko's got too much to worry about right now. Every scene is her having to deal with shit.
トランペットの子たちがみんなで行くって聞いて。もうみんなでって。お、古いカメラ。
That's cute.
ごめん、私はちょっと戦略が。週一ですか？違うわ。バムパイセンは？
Oh, that's an understandable thing to think.
久石も来る。先輩に言ってあげるよ。
Aww.
残念。できたらみんなと違うことしたかったから。私も。
Wow, Reina's hair is gorgeous. I love that little crown braid.
すごい。
Something I only know the name of because of I have a D&D character with a crown braid.
うん。今
I had to look up what it was called.
はい、おやじします。はい、オッケー。雨じゃなくてよかったですね。
みどり先輩。
Aww.
はーい。じゃあこっち向いて。
So cute. Does Mayu get to be in any of the photos? She just taken them.
それじゃあ撮りますよ。
Aww.
はい。にしても美味しかった。はあ、二者面
This is a
談
cute
はどうだ
room.
ったの？考えすぎも良くないぞって。音大でいいんじゃないの？
She's really pushing
私に
it.
音大進めてくるよね。
I mean,
正直
Reina's
音大
kind
で
of
いい
right.
かなって思ってる。
You can't decide. You know you like
大
music.
人になっても
Decide on
演奏を
music.
続けていたいって人が行くべきところだと思う。なんか見つけなきゃ。
Yeah.
音楽じゃダメなの？
Reina, I think Reina loves Kumiko's music and she really wants her to
今年
keep
の自由
pursuing it.
曲。
And it's something that they share as well.
踊え？クロエさんと吹けるなら私とも吹けるでしょ？
That'd be nice.
ここで
I
い
feel
つ
like
も
they
吹
don't
いて
play
るの。
just for fun as much as they should. Which I know is hard to do when you're playing to practice so much.
あゆちゃんうまいよね。私は久美子の方が好き。
Of course you do. We're not gonna see it. Oh, maybe we are. No, we're just hearing it while seeing what the others are doing. Oh! Mayu, are you okay? I'm trying to like gauge Mayu's emotions in a lot of these scenes. I'm worried about her.
もうお祭りも終わるね。また来る？うち。
Of course. I mean, we're dating, aren't we?
久美子が音大じゃなく普通の大学に行っても。
Oh.
なんで？別の大学行ったら会う理由がない限り会わなくなる気
Yeah.
しない。
Of course, this is what's been on her
もしかして
mind.
なんで笑うのいや可愛いなって思ってバカにしてるでしょむしろ私が会いたいっていくら思っても久美子がそうじゃなくなるかもしれないし確かにそうかもでも私は大丈夫だと思ってるどうして
Kumiko is so confident.
だから二人でここにいる、うん、だから
That's so cute, man. Just the simple, that's why.
うんあがた祭りで
You got more fish!
記念かな
Aw,
高校最後のあがた祭りの
one fish for every year when you went to school. High school.
次の曲が始まるのです
Wow, I mean, incredible episode. Like as always, just really beautifully done. Flew by the way. Like when the credits started rolling, I was actually kind of shocked. I like looked over at the time that I'd been recording. I was like, yeah, that was a whole 24-minute episode, but it didn't feel like it at all. The show is so immaculately paced. So I'm curious and nervous about Mayu, you know? Like I'm wondering, she feels like the real, I don't know what to say, like wild card of this season. She feels like what the season is based around right now, and that's like extremely important, I think, because it's only in like very small subtle ways, but they're like lingering on her character. They're setting it up, and so I'm like, it really could go in a multitude of ways, and those multitude of ways could include crashing and burning, like everything burning down, or, you know, what I'm expecting is kind of what Sound Euphonium tends to do, and a lot of shows like this tend to do, which is this character sort of holding something in for a long time, and then it comes out in a small way, and then they have a bit more of a confrontation about it, and it comes out in a big way. And then they kind of find a middle ground and draw back, and then, you know, and then they're able to work together again. That's kind of what I'm expecting from it. But, like, this show has also, you know, surprised me at the ways it's dealt with some of the stuff. Like, I think it was the last episode, right? The motomu episode, where they handled it in a much sort of calmer way than I thought they'd do it. Like, I thought it was going to explode, but then it simmered out. And so I'm not sure. And I don't know exactly what is going to trigger that. I just think, like, the way it really feels like Mayu is I'm going through theories in my head. Possibly Mayu gets the part that Kumiko doesn't. Like, that's the thing. It might be actually to do with not Mayu's development, but Kumiko's development, and her sort of accepting that Mayu, you know, gets the part. But also, I feel like Kumiko at this point in her character development, that wouldn't bother her, but maybe it would bother Mayu that happened. I don't know, you know? But if they did do that, if they did the whole idea of Mayu, like, holding back because of Kumiko, if they did that storyline, would they then be double dipping because they already kind of did that with Kanade? I don't know. So I feel like it's going to be a little bit different to that, but I don't know exactly how it's going to play out. I'm being ultra vague here because the show is also being quite vague about her and her intentions and where this is all going. So I'm hesitant to make any grand statements about her character. all I know is I find her very engaging, and I'm worried about her. I want her to be okay. I like her a lot, and I want her to be more comfortable and not feel like I get worried sometimes watching her that she feels like she's on the outside. She feels like, I mean, because like she quite literally came from, you know, nowhere. Essentially, she just like appeared, and so she might feel like the odd one out. And then she like seems to build up the courage to ask Kumiko to go to the festival with her. And then Kumiko turns her down, you know. Now, luckily, I was kind of worried that Kumiko would turn her down, but then Mayu would find out that she didn't have any plans, or like see her making plans afterwards, you know. Which, like, I feel like Kumiko keeping the day open for Reina, like, obviously that was going to be a thing, you know. I mean, Kumiko and Reina are basically dating. So, like, of course you keep it open. I definitely knew that she was doing that, but it's just, I was worried that there was going to be, like, a bit of a, not a misunderstanding, but Mayu basically, you know, realizing that she lied about it and being a little upset about it, but it didn't seem like that was the case. And Kumiko was actually, she did actually have other plans, she just hadn't made them yet, you know? Like, and I feel like it's a lot easier to say, sorry, I have plans with other people, than to say, sorry, I'm planning to make plans with someone else and they haven't said yes or no yet. Which, like, you could also say that, you know? It tends to be when that sort of thing happens to me, when I kind of have my heart set on doing something with someone else, I tend to say to them, I have loose plans with someone else, but we haven't, like, locked it in yet. So if those plans fall through, I'll let you know. That tends to be what I say, because sometimes that is the case as well. Sometimes I do have loose plans, and but then other times it's, no, we don't have loose plans. I'm just planning to make plans with them, and but I haven't asked them yet. But I'd rather not say that. So I feel like that was what was going on there. But yeah, I'm just worried about her. Something I love, it's kind of a consistent thing with Kumiko's character, but she gets frightened easily. She gets startled all the time. It's good. I mean, I think a main reason is because she gets super inner monologue-y. Like, she focuses heavily on, like, one thing. But it just, like, it reminds me of, I don't know if you've ever seen those videos or those TikToks. I see a lot of them on TikTok. And by a lot, I mean, I've seen, like, 3 or 4, but they were in the past, like, 2 or 3 months. Like, they were in a pretty short time of, like, people, like, mostly guys trying to go and tell their girlfriend something, but they will very specifically walk into the room and go, like, very lightly knock on the door and go, like, Natalie, I'm coming in here because I don't want to startle you. I don't want to scare you, so I'm coming. And they're trying to do it, like, really, really slowly. And the girl eventually will notice him there and scream as loud as she could, like, freak out, essentially. And it's like, clearly, it's just such an easily startled person. And there's, like, no way you can possibly approach her that you don't startle her. Like, there's nothing you can do. You can't knock on the door because that scares her. You can't tap her on the shoulder. That'll freak her out. You can't, like, move in front of her. She'll freak out then. You know, there's nothing at all you can do. So I think it's very funny. And that's what, like, those videos, and Kumiko reminds me of those videos quite a lot. But fun thing is, she makes funny sounds every single time, and the animation of her face is just amazing. I mean, speaking of the animation, I feel like it's bullshit if I don't acknowledge how gorgeous the show looks every episode, because in this episode, especially at the end with the conversation between Kumiko and Reina, and again, the lighting of this show is so good. The lighting in that scene was absolutely gorgeous. They have amazing nighttime lighting in this show, you know? You can tell it's nighttime, but you can see everything beautifully lit up from street lights and from, like, reflections off the water and from moonlight. Like, everything just lights everyone up beautifully. It's amazing. It adds so much to this show. And And then we've got the whole idea of like what Kumiko's future is gonna be. I mean, I knew every single time Reina is like, you should go to music school, it was like, obviously in my head, that's like, well, she wants you to go to music school because this is the connection you two have, right? Is music. And if you don't go to music school, like Reina doesn't strike me as the kind of girl to have a lot of friends, you know? This is something very important to her, and she also doesn't know how to express that. She struggles to sort of express that sort of affection. Sometimes she'll express that affection very bluntly, but like that almost too bluntly, you know? So she doesn't know like a natural way to express her affection, and so it's been on her mind like, if Kumiko's future goes a completely different way, but I'm doing this path of music, is this connection gonna snap between us? And Kumiko, I loved Kumiko's sort of response to it, because she was like, it wasn't even a concern for her. She giggled at it and was like, we've got something amazing happening between us, right? That's why I'm not worried. Like that I'm not nervous about us growing apart at all, because there's nothing like our friendship. I think that's gorgeous. That's beautiful. Only would have been better with a kiss scene between the two of them. Anyway, that is Sound Euphonium Season 3, Episode 5. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to support the video if you can, and the channel, liking, commenting, subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I will see you next time. Goodbye.